Okay, I want to show you how to make an edging of the bottom of a scarf or a vest. I'm going to use it actually on a stocking cap, but I want to show you an easy way to make a really good looking edge like you see on knitted or store-bought sweaters. So super simple. You're going to chain 6, just regular chain. I'm using a G needle, medium weight yarn. This is Red Heart in a tan, but I'm going to chain 6. Then I'm going to chain 2 more, and that first 3 is going to be my first double crochet when I turn. So I'm going to skip the first 3 and double crochet in the 4th one over, and then double crochet all the way across in every chain. You should end up with 6 stitches when you're done, 6 double crochets, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to turn just like you would normally and chain 2, go in that second one and double crochet all the way across again. And then one in the end. Again, just 6. Turn, chain 2, and again, double crochet all the way across. You're going to do this for however many rows you need to complete the edging. Now, the edging of a stocking cap is just going to be the circumference of your head, whoever's going to wear it, and the edge of your sweater is going to be the circumference of your waistline. So whatever you're making, or even a vest, if you're making a vest, the waistline measurement is going to be how many rows, how many inches around you need, and then the same for the stocking cap. So I'm going to continue to double crochet across my rows, turn, chain 2, double crochet across my row. There's 6 in every row until I get the length that I want. Okay, so now we've finished all of our double crochets, 6 double crochets on every row. That's what it looks like if you're holding it that way. To make this cuff of what we would put on a sweater, or in this case it's going to be a stocking cap. So we've been working this way, going back and forth, 6 double crochets across and then turning in 6 double crochets across, and we end up with this long piece that is the circumference of a head, because I'm going to make a scarf or a stocking cap. So there's what that looks like. Now, to make it look like a cuff for this particular project, I am going to go ahead and join my pieces. So I'm going to stitch across my seam, and that's just going into the top of each one on this side and each one on this side, and joining by a single crochet seam. There's also a video on the page on that if you don't know how to join and make a seam, but you just match your V's up and just single crochet across both the edges of your pieces to hook them together like you've sewn them. So there's 4, here is stitch 5, and then here is stitch 6. That tail will end up working itself in later, so we don't want to necessarily have to worry about that. But there's our seam, hooking our 2 together for our hat. Now, to make it look like the edge, the cuff, we're going to turn it sideways now and work across the side here. I'm going to chain 1 since I'm working in single crochet now, and I'm going to just go across the side of my project and single crochet 1 in every part that there would be a stitch, and just work across the side of the row like this. Just going easy. Don't go in these big holes where these double crochets have the big holes. Make sure you're going into the stitch itself so that you make a clean seam. Get my needle to not slip out, but go in it as if there was a V there and if there was a stitch there, and that way the project doesn't have big gaping holes in it. Some of these might be hard to work into and you just have to be easy, but make sure you're not going into just the big holes in between the stitches. So there you see we're making single crochets across there. When you turn it to the side that is the outer side, you can see those stitches going across the side of the project. So this will make a cuff on the edge of my stocking cap. I'm going to show you a few other projects where I've done this and kind of what it looks like so that you can see what the finished project is going to be, and that is how you will make cuffs along the bottoms of your sweaters or your stocking caps or whatever you're making, that you want it to look edged and hemmed and complete. So let's look at some projects that have this done to them. Okay, so here we'll take a look at that cuff and what that looks like. This is the bottom of a sweater that I started, and you can see the cuff pattern on the bottom of it. There is where we did the double crochet. We were like this, we did the double crochets. On this one, it's a lot wider. This is a men's sweater, so the cuff is a little bit bigger than what I was doing for the stocking cap. With the stocking cap, I was doing a 6. I believe this is a 10. But there's the bottom of the sweater. You can see there, this, if I lay it out kind of like that, there's the sweater with the pattern on it, and this would be like the bottom of the sweater, so that's like the cuff of the vest or the shirt. Another possibility that you can use something like that on is, this is a pair of overalls that I did here that my son wore when he was little. And give me just a second here and I'll show you what it looks like. So a little pair of baseball overalls that I made for him, and had pockets on the pants, but down here on the bottom of the pants, there's the inside seam of the pants, and there is that cuff on the bottom of those pants. So you can see what that looks like. And there's the other leg. Again, the inside seam is right there, and then the cuff is on the bottom of the pants, so that it looks like it's a finished edge and has been hemmed. So that's how you do that. It's a really sharp looking edge line, and it's just double crochet turned sideways, and then you go back and just single crochet or double crochet, whatever you're doing, just like normal across the top of it, and it makes that finished edge look. So I hope you enjoy using that. If you make anything where you've used it, show us a picture, let us know. We'd love to see your projects, and have a good night and happy crocheting.